I'm out here today at the H. Lee Dennison building for the anti-mask protests on Long Island, New York, and this is Jonny on the block. If you've known me long enough, you'll know I'm not one to hold back my opinions.
Joe Biden, you're the biggest piece of shit this country has ever had in office.
So, yeah. I figured it would be a good idea to go to a protest and ask some very important questions. Who's a bigger bitch, Nancy Pelosi or Kathy Hochul? Wow. Oof. This was my first time out on the streets doing interviews like this, so it was a little awkward to say the least. How do you feel about this whole mask situation in New York? How many do you think the Secret Service...
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Anyway, enjoy the show. I'm here with a protester with a Canadian flag today, out here at the Long Island Anti-Mask for Our Kids protest. What's that all about?
Well, I have a lot of Canadian friends, and I'm actually seeing what's happening in Canada firsthand because they're not showing a lot of it on your mainstream media.
Damn right. I'm here with a Long Island mother who obviously is not a fan of masks. Can you tell them what your sign says?
So my sign says, we don't co-parent with the government.
And what does that mean to you?
It means that my kids are my kids, and I'm not going to parent with the government. They don't pay my kids' bills. They don't put my kid to sleep at night. They don't take my kid to the doctor, feed him. I do. This is my child. I have a right to say what goes into his body and on his face.
Damn right. How do you feel about this whole mask situation in New York? You know, how do you feel about Kathy Hochul in general?
It's infuriating. It's so sinister. There's been no data to support any of these policies. Our kids have suffered long enough. We've tried our best to push school boards to get them to push back. We failed. They failed. They have sat there, not listened. And now there should be consequences and repercussions. People should be held accountable because what they have done to our kids, there's no excuse for that. None.
Damn right. So do you think that we're going to have a truck protest like that here in America? Maybe for the Super Bowl, maybe for the State of the Union? What do you think?
I think so. I definitely think we are. I used to work for a politician, a Democrat actually, for about 9 years on and off.
Who's that? Let's spill some tea.
It was Congressman Steve Israel. I worked for him for 9 years on and off, and he didn't run again in 2016. I never knew why, and I know why now.
Because his party's gone to shit, and so has the nation of Canada, apparently.
Yeah, well,
not the people. Now, how do you feel when you see pictures like Kathy Hochul literally in a classroom full of kids all masked up, and then her and her associates barefaced, breathing free air? How do you feel about that?
It's very hypocritical. You know, why is it okay for her and not the kids? Why are you punishing them? What I really think we should do is start calling the schools restaurants. And then when the kids get to their desk, they could take their mask off. That's
a good solution right there.
Yep.
Who's a bigger bitch, Nancy Pelosi or Kathy Hochul?
Wow. I got to go with Hochul at the moment, you know, because this is all generated by her and listening. I don't know if she's listening to the teachers' unions or what, but like how you can just continue, even yesterday when she takes the mask mandate off, and then she says, "Well, leave it on for the kids." Well, that doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes any sense. And you know, the reality is a lot of kids have suffered, and what I want to see is in 2 weeks when the masks do finally come off for these kids, when she says it's okay, when the boss says it's okay, I want to see how many kids are still going to wear the mask, because you're going to know the psychological damage that has occurred to these children.
Damn. That is true. And do you have kids of your own?
Of course, I have two. They're home today, but I kept them home. I wanted my son to be here, but it's different. He's doing his work, so.
How do they feel about the whole situation?
Oh, they're pushing for me. My son told me. I said, if you wanna stay here and you wanna live here, Daddy's got to fight. And he said, well, you fight, Daddy. So that's what I'm doing.
I'm here with Miss Shane, apparently a very active voice in the community.
Yeah, I speak for publicly about masks and how vaccines don't work. But most of all, it's hurting children, and people can't breathe, and it's dirty air, and it doesn't even work, so it's pointless.
All right, what's your name, buddy?
Rowan.
Rowan?
Yeah.
How you doing today, Rowan?
Good.
How do you feel about the masks?
Angry.
Angry? So how do you feel about Kathy Hochul saying that you have to wear masks in school, but everyone else doesn't have to wear them wherever they go?
Kind of pissed.
Kind of pissed. I like it, my man. So how do your friends feel about all this? Do your friends want to wear masks, or are they all pretty pissed off too?
So, some of my friends don't really like how I do it, but that doesn't stop me from doing it, because if I want to do it, then I can do it. And they don't have to be friends with me if they don't want to, because I'm standing my ground. Some of my friends are really pissed off with this, but others don't really care, and I try to tell them, but it's just their choice, I guess, but I'll stand my ground.
How do you feel about this whole mask mandate?
It's tyrannical, and I feel that the government does not have a right to interfere with anything that's medical. We are in charge of that.
Do you think that it should be the parents' choice or the kids' choice whether to put the mask on or not, or should it be the school's choice?
It should always be the parents' choice. I mean, they gave birth to these children and they raise them. I mean, they're the ones that actually, have every say in the choice of their children. And so putting these masks on children for 8 hours a day is absolutely... It's criminal.
I see you with the Let's Go Brandon hat. I see you're not a big fan of Joe Biden, are you?
That I am not. No.
Do you think Joe Biden is going to lift the restrictions on healthcare workers and with OSHA and everything?
I do believe that OSHA is not going forward with mandating it. I think he's going to get a lot of backlash if he continues with it. I think that our healthcare workers are heroes. They've done everything that they possibly could in these last 2 years, and freedom of choice, it's what's important, and hopefully he sees it. I don't think he will, but I hope he does.
How many times a day do you think the Secret Service has to change him?
Oh my goodness gracious, that's a really sad question.
At least 8. At least 8 times.
You think the Secret Service has to change Joe Biden 8 times a day?
Well, yeah. He
All right.
couldn't put a full sentence together, so I would not be surprised by that.
This guy knows what he's talking about. Now, if you had one message for Kathy Hochul, what would that message be?
Try putting your little kids in a mask. You forget what it's like to have little kids. I have a 2-year-old. I can't even get a hat on him in the summertime at the beach. You think a little 2-year-old's going to wear a mask? Come on.
No shot.
Right?
Last question. If there's one thing you had to say to Kathy Hochul, what would you have to say?
I don't think I can say that. What I'd like to say, I mean, the woman she's evil. She's evil. She's a demon. I don't even believe she's real. I think this is all phony. So we'll see what happens. I think she's going down hard.
All right, God bless. Enjoy the protests, all right? If you had one message you had to give to Kathy Hochul, what would that message be?
Stand down and let the people live their lives again. Let them be free. That's what this country is all about. I came here, I love this country, and so do most people, as you can see it today. We love this country, we want it to go back to as we were. So stand down. You don't belong as a governor of the state of New York.
If you have one message to Kathy Hochul, whether it to be unmask our kids or anything going on in the state, what would it be?
It would be to open your eyes and wake up. It's time to wake up and realize that the people of New York have had enough. We've gone through 2 years of this. We've followed all the rules that we needed to follow, but our kids are suffering, and the kids are the most important part. And if she continues on this, she is absolutely not going to get reelected in November.
As a kid, if you had one thing to say to our governor, Kathy Hochul, what would you have to say?
I would say unmask children and stop being like, I don't like saying curse words, but stop being a brat to children, because we need to breathe. We don't need this.
Damn right, you frickin' brat. Thank you very much, Hayden.
Thank you.